Breaking news, and the headline reads: IPOB wins as Donald Trump signs bill to protect Christians all around the world. Hear the news in details. But before we go on to the analysis and the details of this very wonderful news, click the red subscription button on your screen to subscribe to Biafra Unite channel. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification icon that you may be notified anytime we publish any news on YouTube. Okay, here we go now. Executive order on advancing international religious freedom issued on June 2nd, 2020, the White House. By the authority vested in me as the President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, Policy, bracket A. Religious freedom. America's first freedom is a moral and national security imperative. Religious freedom for all people worldwide is a foreign policy priority of the United States. The United States will respect and vigorously promote this freedom, as stated in the 2017 National Security Strategy. Our founders understood religious freedom not as a creation of the state, but as a gift of God to every person and a right that is fundamental for the flourishing of our society. Bracket B. Religious communities and organizations and other institutions of civil society are vital partners in United States government effort to advance religious freedom around the world. It is the policy of the United States to engage robustly and continually with civil society organizations, including those in foreign countries, to inform United States government policies, programs, and activities related to international religious freedom. Section 2, Prioritization of international religious freedom. Within 180 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of the State Secretary shall, in consultation with the Administrator of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, develop a plan to prioritize international religious freedom in the planning and the implementation of United States foreign policy and in the foreign assistance programs of the Department of the State and USAID. Section 3, Foreign Assistance Funding for International Religious Freedom, bracket A. The Secretary shall, in consultation with the Administrator of USAID, budget at least $50 million per fiscal year for programs that advance international religious freedom. To the extent feasible and permitted by law and subject to the availability of appropriations, such as programs shall include those intended to anticipate, prevent, and respond to attacks against individuals and groups in the basis of their religion, including programs designed to help ensure that such groups can persevere as distinct communities, to promote accountability for the perpetrators of such attacks, to ensure equal rights and legal protections for individuals and groups regardless of belief, to improve the safety and security of houses of worship and public spaces for all faiths, and to protect and preserve the cultural heritages of religious communities. B. Executive departments and agencies that fund foreign assistance programs shall ensure that faith-based and religious entities, including eligible entities in foreign countries, are not discriminated against on the basis of religious identity or religious belief when competing for federal funding to the extent permitted by law. Section 4. Integrating international religious freedom into United States diplomacy. A. The Secretary shall direct chiefs of mission in countries of particular concern, countries on the special watch list, countries in which there are entities of particular concern and any other countries that have engaged in or tolerated violations of religious freedom as noted in the annual report on international religious freedom required by Section 102, bracket B of the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998, Public Law 105292, as amended. The Act to develop comprehensive action plans to inform and support the effort of the United States to advance international religious freedom and to encourage the host government to make progress in eliminating violations of religious freedom. C. The Secretary shall advocate for United States international religious freedom policy in both bilateral and multilateral fora, when appropriate, and shall direct the administrator of USAID to do the same. Section 5. Training for federal officials, bracket A. The Secretary shall require all Department of State Civil Service employees in the Foreign Affairs Series to undertake training modeled on the International Religious Freedom Training described in Section 708, bracket A of the Foreign Service Act of 1980, Public Law 96-465. As amended by Section 103A, 1 of the Frank R. Wolf International Religious Freedom Act, Public Law 114281. B. Within 90 days of the date of this order, the heads of all agencies that assign personnel to positions overseas shall submit plans to the President through the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs, detailing how their agencies will incorporate the type of training described in subsection bracket A of this section into the training required before the start of overseas assignment for all personnel who are to be stationed abroad or who will deploy and remain abroad in one location for 30 days or more. C. All federal employees subject to this requirement shall be required to complete international religious freedom training not less frequently than once every 3 years. 2. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. B. This order shall be implemented consistent with applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. In meetings with their counterparts in foreign governments, the heads of agencies shall, when appropriate and in coordination with the Secretary, raise concerns about international religious freedom and cases that involve individuals imprisoned because of their religion. Bracket C. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies or entities, its officers, employees or agents, or any other person. Donald J. Trump, The White House, June 2nd, 2020. The statement concluded. So we can be happy and thank God because of this very order, because of this very bill that have been signed into law by the President of the United States of America concerning the Christians all over the world, especially the Christians in Biafra land. Biafra land is 100% Christians that have been caged in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria that is led by the core Muslim, the North. The people from Futajalon who do not mean good for the people of Biafra, the Christians, the Jewish Biafrans. So, we thank God for this very bill that have been signed into law on 2nd of June 2020. The President of America, the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, have done something so great to protect the right of the Christians. Because if you could recall a few months ago, Nigeria was added into the watch list of the United States of America because of religious violations and the human rights violations in the zoo. They have been killing the Christians. They have been committing genocide against the Christians in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Donald Trump. Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, IPOB. Thank you, Biafrans all over the world. May God bless you. Thank you.